really well and then just tweak something.
All right, we've got Georgia Tech here with us, head coach Danny Hall, student athletes Drew Burris, Cam Jones. For those joining us on Zoom, if you have a question, just use the raise hand tool. Otherwise, we'll take questions here in person first. Start first with an opening statement, Coach.
Yeah, I think just early in the game, didn't get off to the best start that we'd have liked to have got off on. They got ahead of us. And then they expanded on that lead, and then all of a sudden, seventh inning on, we started having really, really good at bats. And but to their credit, you know, I think the runs they got in the eighth inning were huge for them. We got the tying run of the plate in the ninth, which is one of our better hitters and better home run hitters, so we're very happy about that. But just had a hard time kind of getting them out, had a hard time keeping the ball in the ballpark. And just early on, you know, we had a lot of guys on, just couldn't get the hit. So tip your cap to them. They brought a first rounder in to get that last out. And you know, that's all you can really ask out of your team is try to get into that position. And you know, but to their credit, they won. They're a really good team.
All right, questions?
You surprised they went to Arnold there late in the ninth?
Oh, they were warming him up earlier, so, you know, I kind of think they were, you know, gonna pick their spot. And Ellis came up, who can run the ball about any ballpark in America, and so they just felt like that was the right time. You know, they're trying to, not only win the tournament, but, you know, they got, you know, they're trying to host and do a lot of good things, so he's a tough one to try to hit, particularly if you're left-handed.
For both of you players, I mean, you guys are down 8-1 there in the middle innings. Obviously, no quit in this team. I mean, what was kind of the, I don't know, was it just the mood in there? I mean, how did you guys get yourselves back into this game?
Yeah, I mean, we do a really good job, especially late in games of getting the troops rolling and just one at bat at a time. And Ramsey came in and told us that play like a 0-0 game, and that's what we started to do, and we started having much better at bats.
Yeah, I think a lot of the credit goes to Ramsey. He's really good about, you know, kind of slowing the game down for us when it speeds up. And he brought us together before that big inning, and he was just like, guys, we just got to go pitch to pitch. The game goes as fast as we make it go. And we kind of slowed down and got a single here, single there, and then we started shooting a few doubles in the gaps, and we look up and, you know, we're back in the ballgame.
The bottom of your order, specifically Lackey and Curse, they had a huge kind of game, really setting the table, especially with that big inning. What was it like to get that kind of production out of the bottom of the lineup?
They've been, you know, they've played a lot, even though they're freshmen. You know, they're not freshmen anymore. They've gotten a lot of at bats, and we have a lot of confidence in both of them. They're both really good competitors, and they both had really good at bats late in the game, and got these guys over here up to the plate with some guys on base, and that's what you hope the bottom of the order can do, is turn it over. But both those guys are really, really good players, and going to do nothing but get better.
You guys have UVA tomorrow. You guys played well in Charlottesville earlier this year. What do you remember about that series, and what's tough about Virginia? And you guys can do.
I think they're a really disciplined team, you know, from the way they warm up, their preparation, everything they do on the mound, hitting. But at the same time, I think it's a pretty good matchup for us. I think we're really good offensively, and I think our arms in the pen and on the mound to play well against them. They can swing it really well, and I think we saw pretty much all their arms throughout that whole series. You know, we were one inning away from sweeping them, and we had them on the ropes, couldn't quite put them away. But I think we're pretty confident going into it.
Anything else? All right, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Let's start with Florida State, head coach Link Jarrett, student athletes Cam Smith and Drew Farrow. Again, we'll take an opening statement from coach and then open it up for the questions. Coach?
You play somebody 4 times in a row, you know a lot about them. They know a lot about us. That's a competitive, tough lineup that battles. We're clearly a little left-handed, heavy maybe on the mound, and that can be a tough matchup. But I thought every one of our pitchers today battled through it. Clearly, Georgia Tech was able to manufacture, and the 7th inning was difficult. Top to bottom in the lineup today. Very impressed with the at-bats. You could tell the focus out of the gate all around was really impressive to me. The entirety of the lineup contributed. And that doesn't always happen, but you saw it today. Then you factor in the athleticism and the physicality of these guys, top to bottom, and defensively, you see the elite nature of what happens when we can get it going. So I'm very pleased with the focus throughout the course of the game. These guys, they were good at bats. These two clearly had several defensive plays. These two had key defensive plays. And I could go on and on about the defense. I think sometimes in our sport that gets tucked away, but it's not tucked away to me. You could go around that diamond and everybody contributed defensively as well. Jamie needed to throw a bullpen today, and Mike and I went through every arm that we have on the staff, and we do some homework on how we want to try to use guys. And the last thing he told me was, Jamie's got a pen today and he wants to contribute if he can. And I talked to Jamie and it lined up. Sometimes going to throw a good bullpen in these settings when you don't have access to the mound and the field, other than the snapshot of pregame, can be difficult. So I think he threw 9 pitches. He got to do his work, and then the result on the field was really good.
Okay, questions?
Yeah, for both you players, I mean, coach talked about the defense piece. Obviously, that really stood out today. The whole infield, really seemed like all over the place. You guys are making great plays, getting great picks at first base. How much have you guys drilled down on that? I know he talked about it in the fall, just how that was an area this team needed to improve. You got to take us through that, how this team has managed to take such a step forward defensive.
Yeah, I mean, we do tremendous work on defense, day in and day out. And we just take pride in our defense. I feel like last year, I mean, we obviously didn't have the best defensive percentage if you look at the numbers, but this year we took a lot more focus in that, and we take pride in and out and the stuff before the games. So
Cam, for your first 4 at bats, I'm not sure about the 5th one, but all over 100 miles an hour. What was helping you swing hard today, like and get hits?
well, I mean, I really don't think about swinging hard. I'm just trying to barrel up the baseball and just get on base. I think nothing else matters except winning games. Like, the numbers are done. It's the regular season's over. This is playoff baseball. Like, we need to win games. The numbers don't matter.
Like, obviously Jamie has the stuff, but on top of the stuff, what is it about him that gives you the confidence to allow him to go out there for his first relief appearance of the year? And in the second part of that, do you expect him to still be on a normal week going into Friday?
This couldn't have worked out better in terms of the scripting of the week, in terms of what you're used to doing. That's Tuesday, you play Friday, so it lines up. So his work also lined up. He is a competitive kid, and he thinks, and he has been in that situation before. Last year, there were times we used him out of the bullpen, and he started a little bit early in the year, and he's done it. So warming up in the bullpen, something he's accustomed to, it absolutely lined up. Do I feel happy that it got to that? Not really, but he needed to do that today. And like I said, it's sometimes tricky to get to that point. We wanted him to face Lackey. I think we were at the 9 spot, and Lackey has been really tough for us. And we didn't want to flip it back around. We wanted to try to record an out there before it flipped back to the top. So that's why we did it when we did it. Clearly, I think Army could have gotten us through this, but the way that ball game was going, it seemed like the right thing. And he's a competitive guy. And he told me in the dugout before the game, he's like, "Coach, I got the 9th inning." And he looked me in the eye, and he was absolutely 100% sincere with that. And it happened.
Drew, off the bat there in the 8th inning, did you think you were going to be able to get the runner on the tag, and just as that play was breaking down, just how did you see it?
Well, at first I thought I was just gonna have the out at first base, and then it kind of just lined up to where I was able to reach back and tag him out, and Cantu made a great stretch at first on the throw. It was a little, towards home plate, and did a good job staying on the bag.
For both of you guys, Cam, I think after one of your throws, you went up and that Cantu up as well. Just how big has he been for you guys as infielders, just to have the confidence to make any throw over to first base and he's gonna grab it?
Yeah, he's been huge. I mean, especially in our locker room, he's one of our leaders for sure. Like, he glues us together, no doubt. He's an older guy. He just wants to win baseball games, and that's why I was so excited, because those outs are so precious, and we needed that out, and he did it. He did it.
Get the next question down there,
Like you
Greg.
guys haven't seen Virginia this year. What's your impressions of Virginia just from off the bat?
Just dynamic offensive baseball, dynamic, threatening, dynamic, physical, athletic. That's what you got. Now, I have not gotten deep enough into them to tell you the tendencies of the hitters and the arms that we might see. I just haven't gotten to that yet, but you know the identity of that group. They're extremely talented offensively and a lot of stuff coming at you on the mound. So you have your hands full, like start to finish. I'll know more tonight in the next couple of days as we dive a little bit deeper. But it is weird to get to this point and we play somebody 4 times in a row and then you play somebody that you haven't played all year. So it's just unique. And I do like the format of this tournament. I think it gives everybody a roadmap going in. And, I coach in the SEC. I don't know what they do now, but it used to be a double elimination, I think, 18 terms. So this gives you a little more scripted path, and I think it's better for these guys. And it gives us 2 days. So I like that. And they're a tough team.
How do you guys look at the matchup in terms of what it could mean for potential hosts for the super regional top 8? You guys in Virginia seem like you're kind of right there in the mix for that.
Yeah, these guys have answered all year. It's tough, and we've had some adversity with some of the starting pitchers being down. It's hard to go through 6 weeks with 2 or 3 guys that started on the mound for you out. We've had guys answer, and we've extended that bullpen. These guys have done so much to put themselves in position. The midweek stuff we deal with is really difficult to roll into those Florida games 3 times in the JU games and the Gulf Coast games and the UNF games and the Mercer games. This stuff's Stetson twice. It's not easy. And the expectations when these teams roll in, like these are rivalry situations and there's no breathing room. And I'm the regional advisory committee member for our conference. So I look at the numbers in our league. It's top to bottom as good as it's ever been. And all of the people in the ACC can give you that data. It's really impressive. And the win-loss percentage and the road RPI and some of the things that go into telling you how good this league is. And it tells you that. So these guys have answered from pitch 1. If you're going to be in this conversation, you got to do it from pitch 1 till the last out today, the punch out against L. Like you've tried to put your resume out there, and these guys have done a heck of a job presenting our case with their performance and their work.
Fourth outing for Connor since he's come back. Just how have you seen him build on each of those outings?
Better each time. I thought the second inning the other day was better, and we had 35-40 on the card. And when we got to 33, I think after the second, we had a difficult time figuring out whether you run him back out there. How far do you look into this tournament to decide what you want to do as this game unfolds? He clearly could have gone back out there. We wanted Abraham to start clean and Charles was going to be messy. And we had people that we thought were better off entering the game clean with no runners. And we thought we had a couple guys that could put out some stuff. And we got to the top and Abraham was ready to go. And if we all of a sudden get Witt to 45 pitches, he's probably not available later in this. So now he is. So are you trying to build that pitch count or what are you trying to do? Those are tough dugout decisions. And we felt like that was time to let John go clean.
That's all the time that we have. Thanks, guys.
All right, guys.
Appreciate it.